Everybody can. Start recording. And hi, everybody. We've made it. This is the closing session for the first inaugural Global Hope Conference. And we're really excited because we have had several people from all over the world asking us if we were going to do this again next year. And I think with the number of committee members here, we can probably say, yes, we're going to give it a go. And hopefully next year, the topic of global hope won't be inspired by the fear of a disease, but it will be inspired by the unity of the people working together to make this world a better place. And everybody that's watching this and everybody that participated is definitely in that category, because you guys have sacrificed your time, you've given your knowledge, and you've worked hard this week to make the world a better place. And I really, from the bottom of my heart, want to thank you. And to start off this closing ceremony, I want to give the floor to Dr. Remy Ali. She is the co-founder of Brave, and she's been right there in all the meetings and all the conversations and all the arguments about this conference. And I want to give her a chance to say a couple minutes of things about this. And then I want to give Dr. Wood the floor and Marilyn the floor and let them say a little bit. And then I'll conclude with my concluding remarks. So, Dr. Ali, would you like to say your remarks?
Thank you, Dr. Smithmyer. So I wanted to thank everybody for all the time and dedication that you guys have put in to planning this. This was not stressless. This was actually quite stressful for many reasons, but it was worth it for many reasons. I think a lot of us lost a lot of hope during this time. We were confused. And to me, confusion and hopelessness are two of the worst feelings. And so I always look for ways to empower myself, and I was just lucky to find a community full of you guys who shared your expertise, your passion, your empathy and kindness to also help empower me and those around you. From Greg and Darby and Edith's unique knowledge, that really was interesting, something I had not necessarily considered, to Justin and Marilyn providing vulnerability along with their insight. It was amazing. I've always thought there's strength in vulnerability. I think those who can provide that vulnerability are just, no words can describe it. I get very emotional thinking about that for many reasons. I think it's because a lot of times when we do express our vulnerability, we often can relate. We may not always say it, but we can often. So I appreciate everybody for providing that. Harvard recently asked, what is our future? And where are we going with debt, divisiveness, disease, and inequalities? What is the path forward? What are the solutions on how to overcome this together and come out stronger? And to me, it's clear that by sharing our minds, and I'd like to say with some of the smartest people on the planet, which came to present at the Global Hope Conference, I think we can reach those goals together. All the gaps that we're finding right now, I think a lot of our knowledge at the conference has helped to fill in a lot of that. And so if we can continue sharing our expertise, our knowledge, and not just sharing, but actually implementing them as well and encouraging others to implement, I think our quality of life can be so much better. So there are so many opportunities still with Global Hope and Brave Online Conflict Management. To articles and journals, we have a lot of opportunities if you guys are interested in writing, to actual events, domestic and abroad. And we just really urge you and hope that you'll keep in touch with us. Again, you can reach us at www.brav.org. So that's B as in boy, R as in rat, A as in apple, V as in Victor.org. And you can email us too at info@brav.org. And so if you have ideas that you think might seem outlandish or you just don't think you can carry out on your own, please, we urge you to share them with us or your community at large. And we would love to help to implement that and honestly move forward together. So again, thank you so much, everybody. And last, I want to give a special thanks to Dr. Smithmyer and Dr. Wood for all your time and dedication and energy towards this. You guys have, spent countless nights just preparing, analyzing, furthering this cause. And I just hope that we will continue to grow, and that all of us here right now listening will grow together with us. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lee. That's really what this is about, is making things better, and you guys did that. Now, I'd like to turn the mic over to Dr. Wood. Go ahead, Dr. Wood.
All right. Thank you, Chris, and thank you, Remy. This has been a very interesting conference, and one of the biggest things that I hoped it would bring was that word right there, hope. People be able to see that we have ideas to overcome, things that are standing in front of us, the obstacles, the fear, the self-doubt, the many things that we fight with every day. We had panelists here, we had speakers here, presenters that gave people just that little glimpse of hope, and that's all it takes, is a little hope. And we were able to help people in so many things, not just law or not just ADR, but in medical, in spiritual, everything. That was one of the things I was really hoping to see in this conference, was a rounded out panel. People who came from different viewpoints, different cultures, different ideologies. And I think that's what makes a world actually work. It's not, I go to so many conferences, and they're a law conference. What do we talk about? Law. It gets kind of mundane after a while. I go to ADR conferences, even though I'm a big ADR person and I want to learn more, it gets mundane. The one thing I did not have in this conference was mundane. We had different viewpoints. We had different ideas. We had different ways of solving problems. We had people from the EU, from Brazil, from Asia, that had all sorts of ideas of how they do things and how they solve things that were a total light different to the way things were done in the United States. And several of those expressed the same thing from us. I was so glad to meet so many new friends here. I hope we can all stay in touch, because everybody here has just been great. We've worked good together. We have talked great together. I've emailed, I think, everyone that's here. We've conversed over email multiple times. But that's what makes this important, is our diversity of people, our diversity of ideas, our diversity of knowledge, that every one of us comes from a different point of life, and we're able to help more people that way because we have that experience. We're not looking at one small sector, we're looking at a total global thing. That's what we were here for, the Global Hope Conference. And I believe we brought that to fruition. I hope that we do this next year. I believe we will. And of course, I have to work with Chris and Remy to make sure they want to go through this again, because this has been a very stressful ordeal. It's been time consuming. It's been late nights. There's been nights at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning that I was working on this, and just to get up at 8 o'clock and start again. So they have put in just as much, if not more time than I have. So a big thank you to everybody. A big thank you to the presenters and speakers. Thank you, thank you, thank you to the panelists who came out there and were in this panel to discuss all sorts of various ways. Chris, thank you for the questions. I couldn't have came up with half of those on my own. So that was just amazing, where I don't know what vault you went into to find those questions, but they could not have been better for the panelists. So I'm going to quit talking. You know I'm a mediator. You know I'll go on forever. So again, thank you, thank you, thank you is what I want to say. And back to you, Chris.
You've put so much work in on this. Remy's put so much work, and all the panelists have put so much work. And then Manny and Luke, who unfortunately couldn't join us for this closing ceremony, but they've put so much work in. And thank you guys so much. And I wanted to give Marilyn, she's been with us since like the second week, so she's been with us almost the whole time. And I want to give her a chance to say some words too. So go ahead, Marilyn.
Well, number one, Dr. Smithmyer, Dr. Wood, Remy, you guys have been absolutely amazing. I know it's been the late nights for you, but it has been flawless. from a participant's point of view, because as you know, I've been at most of the sessions as well, listening as a participant, and also from a speaker perspective as well. And one of the things I would definitely echo, as Dr. Wood was saying, it has been truly global, which is wonderful because it does what it says on the tin, as I always say. But one of the things that really blew me away in terms of the panels, even we were talking on the panel today about, you know, resolving world hunger, the conflict in Iran, what's going on in, you know, just around the world. And as I was talking and then listening, I was thinking, if we put all of those solutions together, it's been holistic. What we did today on self-care, if you listen to all of the panel members, again, we took all of those suggestions and everybody just implemented one thing from what each of the panelists have said, that would give them a complete holistic approach. So I'm really excited for people to then be able to watch the replays and take all of that away and take it in, and also having that pause button, because there is so much valuable information in each and every presentation. They were like little mini master classes all in their own right. So I was honored to, you know, take part and speak and be on the panel. I take my hat off to you for what you've created, because it's just such an incredible concept. And so I do hope that people pressure you into doing it again next year, because, you know, it was fantastic. And we had a famous rower here who was an Olympian, Steve Redgrave. And every time he finished the Olympics, somebody would come and say, "So Steve, are you going to compete again?" He'd go, "No, never." And then 4 years later, he was back at the Olympics. So don't make your mind up tonight, but definitely, I'm sure once the dust has settled, I mean, it was just fantastic for us. So I really do hope that you do it again. But thank you for the opportunity to take part and be part of it as well. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for being here today. Hey, I left my mic on this time. I didn't shut it off on myself. I would like to we have a couple of our presenters here. I'd like to give them a chance if they want to say a couple words. I'm going to start with Edith. Would you like to say anything? Not to put you on the spot, because I know you didn't have anything prepared for this.
No, I just feel grateful being here with so many smart people. I don't even know how I got here. It's a miracle of the universe. So yeah, I feel really grateful and very happy to be a part of this revolution.
Thank you. And Darby, did you want to say something?
Sure. I think this is great, and we spoke of it on the self-care panel, like what the future is going to look like. And I do think more opportunities like this, where we can network together online and learn and grow with each other, are great opportunities, not just for us and the people we work with, but for everyone. So hopefully people watching will take some inspiration and hope from this.
Excellent. And Greg, I seem to put you on the last word on a lot of things, but Greg, would you like to say anything?
Yeah, I would. Thanks so much, Dr. Ali, Dr. Smithmyer, Dr. Wood, for the trouble to organise this excellent conference. It's been a real honour and privilege to be part of it. I really enjoyed doing my presentation with Chris. I really enjoyed these panel meetings. These are great discussions, great viewpoints being expressed by everybody. It's been a real honour to be part of it. I hope that people who watch this conference will get hope from it. I really do hope that you'll do it next year. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for the kind words for all of us. I know a lot of people put a lot of hard work into this, and you guys did amazing presentations, and we really couldn't have done this without you. Like, it doesn't matter how great the planning is if you don't have presenters, and that's what a conference is about. It's not about the people that come. It's about the people that contribute, and you guys have contributed so much to this. And we wanted to bring the world together, and we did. We have people from all corners of the world that presented here. And one of the things that anytime you try to build something, I like to think of the old story of the Tower of Babel. And when they were building it, and they had all their egos together, and they were like, oh, we're going to do this. We're going to build something bigger than heaven. And then the world fell apart. And the world fell apart not because they were trying to build something great, but because they were arrogant and they were putting it on themselves and saying, This is what we built. This is what we are. We are better than anything else. And I really think that the human race is being welcomed by the universe, by God, by however you want to look at it, into doing something great now. Because we are coming out of a dark age. We are coming out of a time for the colonial and post-colonial era where hate was what kept people separate, where fear was what drove people apart, and where despair was what kept people in where they were told was their place. And now we're learning that we can step out of this. Whenever we have love, we can go past despair. We can realize that we are better than the individuals that we are. Whenever we work together, the communities are better than the individuals. We can realize that whenever we are falling away from this and allowing things to like build hate in our lives, that if we love each other, things are going to be better. And anytime that we think that we can't do something, we can look back at our collective history, whether Black, white, Asian, Hispanic, any race, any creed, any group of people, and understand that it is hope that drove us forward. The people at the Tower of Babel were separated because of their arrogance. If we want to reach for the heavens, it has got to be in our humility and realizing that we can't do it as one person. Just like no one person made this conference, no one person is going to push humanity forward towards the stars and towards a better world. It is in our humility that we find hope, because we're standing shoulder to shoulder with our brothers and sisters around the world to make this world a better place. And I want to thank everybody that was part of this, and everybody that watches this, and everybody that talks about this conference, because you are there standing shoulder to shoulder. You're there working to make this world a better place. And that should be history's remembrance, because it's not an epitaph for the human race, because we are not dying as a race. We are succeeding as a race, and we are living as a race. And now we are moving forward as a race. And I want to thank you all. I want to thank you for making this a global conference and taking this beyond any country, beyond any nation, and making it truly human, truly Terran, and really moving us forward into the future. So thank you very much from all of us here at Brave, Phlox ADR, Transformations, the Perna Foundation, Alejandro Law, and all of the groups that have put so much effort into this. Thank you, and keep on looking forward, because hope is always in front of you. It's never behind you. Thank you.